Hey everyone, John here from the Brewers podcast, and I'm back with another beer. It's been a little while since we've done a video here on the YouTubes. I've been pretty busy. June is like the busiest month in beer for us as a podcast. We had the Firestone Walker Invitational, we had the LA Beer Week Kickoff Beer Festival, and then other small events that ate up other parts of June. So June was a very, very busy month. So we're back. Today we're reviewing a beer from Pariah Brewing Company out of San Diego, California. This is called Pine. It's called Pine by Yakima. And it says on the can, "This is our ode to one of the greatest hop growing regions in the world, the Pacific Northwest. Rich aromas and flavors of grapefruit, sweet citrus, and pine through copious use of Chinook and Simcoe hops in both our whirlpool and dry hopping. Coupling this hop bill with our signature soft mouthfeel makes this one of our brewers' favorite beers we make. The clone of Yakima Valley, if you will." So this is their take on a Pacific Northwest beer, but I think it's going to have a Pariah New World twist to it. That being said, we had Pariah on the show this week. This is the week of, July. Today's the 12th, so the show that came out this week, this is Friday the 12th, so I guess that would be the 6th or something, or the 7th maybe. The 4th was a Thursday, 5, 6, 7. So July 8th was when the show came out. So check it out. They sent us 4 beers, and they were all awesome. They have a really nice, unique take on beer that's really, really good. So for a brewery from San Diego, like you would think they'd be all about making like the big IPAs, and, that's the big dominating beer in that region. And they're making IPA, but they're putting their own twist on it. They're doing the hazy thing, and I think they're doing it quite well. So let's open this up and check it out. I'm really interested to see what this beer's like. Okay, so this is coming in pretty light and really hazy. This is not what I expected. Like, when I think Pacific Northwest, obviously they're paying tribute to Yakima Valley hops, and so that's their reference to the Pacific Northwest, like the hops. But when I think of Pacific Northwest beer, I think more old school beer, like, I don't know, 6-10 years ago, where it was more on the malty side. Well, I wouldn't say malty, it was more malt driven. It was more about being balanced with the malt and hops. It wasn't like West Coast IPA or San Diego IPA that was hop forward and hop driven. It was all about balance, kind of similar to beers from the Northeast at that time. So obviously this is not that. I don't think there's a lick of crystal malt in here at all. This is, it might even say on the can what malts are in here. Yeah, 2-row oats and wheat. So there are no crystal malts to be found within this beer. The head's pretty thin, bright white, burns off fairly quickly. Not bad. So let's see what it smells like. Okay, so that smells really earthy and kind of on like the vegetal side. Not quite asparagus, which for me can be, I don't think asparagus is a bad thing necessarily in a beer. I think that almost is a derivative of massive dry hopping, because you're putting a lot of like material in the beer, and you're gonna get a little bit of pickup on that. And if you're using hops that aren't quite as powerful as far as aromatics go, where they can cover that up, I think you're gonna get that a little bit. And this is made with Chinook and Simcoe hops. So Chinook is a very kind of aggressive hop, especially on your throat. Like in the New Brew Thursday days when I did that podcast, we called that like the throat rape hop, because it's very harsh on your throat and you don't necessarily expect it. So, but that said, Simcoe I think is the more aromatic hop of the two, and you're getting notes of that, but it's definitely, you can tell it's got like a dank edge to it, citrus dank edge, but it's more on the mellow side. It's not necessarily jumping out of the glass like you would expect a hazy IPA to do. So, but overall it smells nice. So let's see what it tastes like. Okay, wow. Again, not what I expected on the flavor. Super soft mouthfeel. I think it says on the can it's 40 IBU. Well, oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, this beer is all about the flavor. The nose is fine, but this is all about the flavor. So very low bitterness. Like, I don't even get any kind of I mean, it's more for the balance, I think, with the malt profile, because I'm not getting any kind of bite at all. What I am getting, though, is that very nice, soft, delicate white cake batter flavor. You don't get it on the nose necessarily, or at least maybe I didn't quite pick up on it. Let me try it again. Yeah, now that I taste it, you do pick up on it a little bit on the nose, but that white cake batter, sweet citrus candy, that's really good. Kind of a marmalade cake, like white cake batter with marmalade or citrus white cake. This tastes fantastic. This is good. Oh yeah, man. This could easily like translate into like a milkshake IPA, I think. I don't think I'd even add lactose to it because this has enough body and enough sweetness to kind of drive it that way. But if they were to take this beer and add fruit to it and call it a milkshake IPA, I think they could totally get away with that, because at its core, it's already kind of there. Like, you get the citrus notes on the flavor that are very well balanced with that sweet white cake batter flavor. And if you added even more fruit to it and kind of, you know, again, no more lactose or no lactose. I wouldn't add any lactose because you don't need the body and you don't need the sweetness, but the added body from whatever fruit you add, it'd be awesome. I'm not telling them how to make beer. I'm just saying it reminds me of like a milkshake IPA without the fruit, if that makes any sense, because it's got the body, it's got the sweetness, it's got the citrus character, but it's not over the top like a milkshake IPA is, that's all. Yeah, overall it's great though. Carbonation I think is spot on for this. Like, it's not too bristly, it's not too, you don't get any kind of a burn on your palate from it. It's just enough to kind of clean everything up. Again, that big body, and they even call it out on the can, I think. Yeah, their signature soft mouthfeel. If I've learned anything from doing these Pariah beers right now and on this week's episode, is that they do have the mouthfeel of the whole hazy IPA thing down. Like, they know exactly what they're doing when it comes to making hazy IPA, and they have their own twist to it. I like it. It's really good. So, fantastic beer. The can art is pretty unassuming. I like it a lot. It's very minimal. They also do more outrageous stuff, like as far as labels go. They have a beer called LeBron Haze that they also sent, which was canned on the 1st of July. So we'll be drinking that tomorrow during session 86, which is on July 13th. So it's going to be just under 2 weeks old. I think that's one of their more well-known hazy IPAs, at least one of their more hype IPAs. I know Joe from Jow's Arcade has done it. And I'm looking forward to that too, because so far everything Pariah has given us has been pretty damn good. So thank you again to Pariah for sending this to us. Very much appreciated. Loving your beer so far. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.